Yo, how you going? We've met Hulk Jesus.
No, just Callum, still a sinner.
Yeah, sick. And there was like a Catholic, I don't know where they've gone with it, but it's like a big statue of Mother Mary. Who was the saint?
It was Mother Mary, so Theotokos in the Orthodox tradition, but Mother Mary in the Catholic.
Yeah, sweet. Here they are.
Over here.
Bang, there are the boys. So I thought it was cool because we were talking to the priest. Last time he actually prayed for me in Latin. I had no idea. I was just like, pray for me.
It's beautiful to hear. Yeah.
And it's kind of like I'm a Protestant and, guess it's more like a C.S. Lewis mere Christianity kind of thing that I'm into.
Sure.
But a huge respect for the Orthodox and Catholic Church.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, holy tradition and theology is a deep subject.
And you've got to get into the apostolic fathers and the church fathers and all this stuff,
Yeah, I mean, at the end, and
it's a trap that you sort of hook in, and it's delicious.
You'll never know enough. I mean, personally, I'm laity. I'm not clergy. I'm not a deacon or anything in the church. Right now, I'm on an interdenominational walk, where many friends have invited me to their churches, and I go to different churches and see people who are clearly godly in different churches.
Yeah.
So.
And it's kind of good to see sinners in churches who are a bit rough around the edges, and then you're like, yeah, mate, like, great, good that you're here.
Well, what did Jesus say? Healthy people don't need physicians.
Yeah.
Only the sick. So, and I wouldn't claim myself to be a saint. There's no way. I'm still a sinner. I used to be more of one before I reaffirmed my faith.
Have you got kids? Because I swear my sin levels are at an all-time low since having a kid.
Unfortunately not.
Can't binge drink when you got a kid.
Definitely not. No, unfortunately single and no children at the moment, but if God wills it, God wills it.
Amen.
Amen.
Bloody oath. You'll have, next time we see you, you'll have a tribe with you.
Oh, I think we can only hope and pray.
You'll be praying like, is it Ricky Bobby? Did you see that?
I didn't.
Talladega Nights?
No.
Okay, maybe we'll pull that up. He prays ridiculous prayers before he does his race tracks. He'll be like, thanks Jesus for me smoking hot wife.
Well, I mean, if he wants to thank, God.
Better than being grumpy about it.
God's the creator, so he created
Amen.
all things. Amen. So yeah, I mean, it's been recent that I've been walking through a few different denominations, into Latter-day Saints and hearing various calls of theology, and I can't say
Mormon.
Yeah, the Mormons, and
read the whole Book of Mormon.
Have you?
And the Pearl of Great Prize and the is it Doctrines and Covenants? Yeah. Did you go that far?
Still on the to-do list.
Yeah.
Still sticking with the original and haven't yet got to the claimed sequel.
I really enjoyed the Book of Mormon.
See, I've heard this, that if it wasn't theological and challenging, it could be considered a classic of American literature.
You're damn straight. Because, I'm into, like I was saying, C.S. Lewis and, Tolkien. C.S. Lewis, who wrote Narnia, and Tolkien, who wrote Lord of the Rings. So, Tolkien, brought C.S. Lewis into the, to faith.
Sure.
He's a bit of an apologist. And,
so
there's sort of like a understanding of kind of how these, if you look at, if we can say, Narnia and the Lord of the Rings are Christian genre of inspiration, inspired by Christian.
Well, certainly the authors are, so.
Yeah, and it was, it's built in with this kind of messages of grinding through salvation, having hope, character building, all this sort of.
Absolutely. Look, I went to a sermon recently in a divine liturgy at Holy Annunciation in Annerley. They're an Orthodox church, and look, I'm still finding my way with which church I'll be at if I don't walk amongst them. I don't know.
Is there young people in these congregations?
There are.
That's cool.
And it's good to see.
Yeah.
But the father who gave that sermon that day spoke about endurance, and I feel like right now is a time of endurance and holding to your belief and holding to your faith.
Did you get jabbed or what?
I'm not going to answer that.
Yeah, okay, see, I didn't get jabbed, but so it's like the endurance of holding out, and I had a schooner at the pub before we came down here, and it's sort of I
will say it's everyone's choice. I don't believe mandates should exist.
Yeah.
I believe the truth about these things should be shown wherever that truth is. There shouldn't be this obfuscation or this confusion or this claims without evidence that seems to be going around, and I'm feeling personally a return to accountability, and I think that'll be good for us.
It will be good for us.
Yeah,
because a lot's been swept under the rug,
as always. But now we are a bit more aware of it, I think. Yeah.
I guess it's like a cool thing. I always think about Jesus. So people will be like, I hate God because of all the sin and terrible crap that happens on this earth. And I kind of say, well, God didn't sweep all that under the rug either. He entered into his creation, and he was like, right, I'm going to deal with it in a personal way, and that's through Jesus, you know. If we say he's the embodiment of God, we have to say, well, do you hate Jesus? Like, because he's sort of like copped a bit of a tough trot, but, you know, there's a humility there that's quite powerful. And if the resurrection is a historical fact, then it's like there's ultimately hope and justice. And it's not been swept under the rug, you know.
And that's something I truly hold to and have faith in. Jesus is the example, he's the truth, the light, the way. And he, while he was on the cross, was praying for those who nailed him to it.
Yeah.
So
Amen.
Something to remember while you might be angry at people who are pushing various things in society right now, whether it's abortion or vaccines or... Sometimes they don't know why they're doing what they're doing.
Even if they didn't have all that crap going on, there's enough idiots in the world to keep you frustrated.
That's it. Even if it's not so serious, just in your personal life, there's probably someone who annoys you.
I can drive to work and be extremely frustrated.
Yeah.
Boil.
I used to try and use the memory that maybe the person in front of me really does have to get where they're going in an emergency. Because you never know if they do.
Super hungover, man, and isn't, you know.
There's always a possibility, isn't there?
Hey, man, thanks for your time.
No worries.
Cheers, brother. Thanks, dude.